approximately 60% or more now believe this. They believe that adultery is moral. George Barna did some research, and he found these statistics out that over 60% of Americans believe that adultery is moral. How crazy is that? Didn't we have this explosion last year in the news of a website that was designed strategically for the only purpose of helping people commit an affair? And at that time, it was discovered that the article that I read in Forbes magazine said there were 20 million men actively pursuing an affair. And to think that over 60% of Americans think that's okay. You can do whatever. I'm telling you, that's going down the wrong path. Most Americans, 60% or more, believe that sex outside of marriage is okay. That's absolutely fine. There's nothing morally wrong with that. That's a moral thing to do. So we have more and more couples that have sex outside of marriage, and yet God says something totally contradictory. Most of Americans, 60% or more, believe that homosexuality is now a moral thing. It's become, in some people's words, the new norm. I remember being in an airplane, coming back from wherever I was, and I'm sitting next to a guy just wanting to strike up conversation. And he asked me what I did, and I explained I'm a pastor, and he told me this. He said, I'm so proud of my pastor. He said, my pastor is a lesbian, and she's now performing gay marriages, and I'm just so proud of her. Just smiling all proud. And I thought, how crazy is that? Do you know we now have entire denominations that have wanted to rip out what God's word has to say about homosexuality, about same-sex marriage? Now, I can't answer why, because I can't speak for them. Is it to fit in? I don't want to be offensive to somebody. I don't know. I can't answer why, but I know that we've had entire denominations that now say that's morally okay. It's fine to do. I'm telling you, according to God's word, it is going down the wrong path, and it will not end up well unless you recalculate. Unless you recalculate. And that doesn't mean, that does not mean, I see some people, and it's embarrassing to me, that have held up signs that have said, God hates homosexuals. That is so not God's character. That is so not like God. But the reality is, most of Americans now believe that's a moral thing. It's okay.